So today we're going to be discussing how to become undeniable with your fitness, your faith, your finances, and your family. So the definition of undeniable is to be unable to be denied or disputed. Below are some keys that we're going to be discussing to transform every aspect of your life. A man's primary mission and purpose should be to unlock his full potential, all the way from spiritual growth to physical wellness, financial stability, and nurturing relationships. So, I'm super excited for this. It's going to be packed full of value for you guys. So, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, what you took away from this, and what I can improve on as well. So, first off, with faith, building a solid foundation. So, cultivating a strong faith is the cornerstone of becoming undeniable. Starting each day with prayer and time devoted to God is key for growing your faith. This daily devotional practice will replenish your soul and provide a solid foundation for your spiritual growth. The second key point here is surrounding yourself with a community of like-minded individuals who can support you, encourage you on this difficult journey. Engaging in fellowship, by studying the Bible together and holding each other accountable. All of those are extremely important for building the solid foundation of faith. And lastly, giving back through acts of service. We are made to give. Right? If you've been blessed financially, with talents, with skills, it is your purpose and your duty to give back. So whether it's through tithing or volunteering at a local charity, tithing was so difficult for me to really to just be open to, and to allow myself to trust God with that. Because growing up, I was always very business focused. And so it's hard to let, if you have that in the back of your mind, like, oh, I want to be financially successful, I want to provide for my family, all these things. It's hard to give that up when you've had that in your mind for the longest time. So that was something I really had to work on. And I'm sure, a lot of guys watching this as well, you may know you need to be giving back and giving a portion of what you earn, but it's difficult to do. And it's a sacrifice. But here's the thing. Why would you withhold giving back to God from the blessings that He's given you? That's something that struck a chord with me, and that really opened my eyes and my heart up to giving back. So keep that in mind. So giving is a selfless act that will deepen not only your faith, but also your connection to the world around you. So that is part of building a strong foundation. The second one, daily devotionals. Cultivating a strong faith requires consistent daily practice, just like anything else, the gym, nutrition, whatever it is. So begin each morning with a time of prayer, reflecting on Scripture. And this sets the tone for your day, prioritizing God first. Right? I used to schedule in devotionals into whenever I had free time, but God does not want our leftovers. He's blessed us with so much. He deserves to be first in priority, even if that means carving out time in the beginning, first thing in the day. It's difficult to do, it's a sacrifice. That's the point. So this daily devotional habit will keep you centered, focused, and connected to your faith throughout the entire day. By starting your day with intention and purpose, this helps you navigate challenges and even opportunities throughout the day. Something to keep in mind. And lastly is community. So joining a church group or faith-based community is a powerful way to strengthen your spiritual foundation. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, just like with business, with fitness, with anything else, it encourages your journey of faith. So engaging in fellowship, studying the Bible together, and holding each other to a higher standard. Especially as men, we need guys that hold us accountable to our flaws, to our standards, to our values. We need that. Accountability is a game changer when it comes to any vice. Alcohol, porn, fidelity, whatever it is. Your core guys hold you accountable. So you need to find those core guys to be a part of. And for you guys that are interested, if you want to join our online men's study group, obviously it's completely free. It's a cool opportunity. You can message me directly on Instagram, or you can just email me my personal email as well. You can pause the screen, send an email to me if you want to be a part of this. Really small right now. I'd love to have this continue to grow. Really, it's just clients and trying to get some friends of mine in as well. Very new. So if you guys want to be a part of this, I'd be happy to let you into this. Again, we just want to grow the kingdom, spread good word and encouragement, and hold each other accountable. So this was faith, and this is the foundation of how to build faith. So the second aspect is fitness. So building your physique. Consistency is key when it comes to building a strong, healthy physique. Developing a structured workout regimen that you can stick to, emphasis on that you can stick to, gradually increases the intensity and challenge as you progress. So you need to fuel your body with the right nutrients, micronutrients, and macronutrients. Your fitness goals not only tie into yourself, but it impacts those around you, right? How you can show up, how you can protect your future family, whatever that may be, right? Playing with your grandkids. So fitness is extremely important. Proper rest and recovery are just as important as your workouts. A lot of guys do not understand this. But it's true. Your muscles actually are built during your rest and recovery. The workout itself is what breaks them down. So you must have optimized rest and recovery to get the most results and bang for your buck. High quality sleep, extremely important. All of these different aspects are key to you growing as a man with your fitness. So firstly, with consistency. Developing a consistent workout regimen is essential for building a strong, healthy physique. Commit to a structured plan that you can stick to, gradually increasing the intensity and challenge as you progress, aka progressive overload. This consistency will help you see tangible results and helps you maintain your fitness goals over the long term. So I want to give you guys some examples of some different splits that you can use for your workout regimen. So typically I recommend 3 to 5 days in the gym. That I've seen that promote the most consistency, because anytime you get less than 3 days a week, you're really not putting in the effort to see maximum results. And if you're putting in more than 5, right, 6 or 7, oftentimes it's too much and it's not sustainable. So for 3 days a week, some different splits that you can use would be an ABA. That's typically what I recommend. You want to hit each muscle group as a natural at least 2 times per week. And so if you're going to do 3 days per week only, you'd want to do an ABA split, which would typically consist of your push muscles and quads and glutes, and then maybe your pull, and then your hammies and calves. So that'd be like an AB, and then, the third day you'd alternate. So first week, ABA, second week, BAB. So that's what I recommend for a 3-day split. For a 4-day split, typically you would want to implement a push-pull legs upper split. So you could go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It's perfect for a 4-day split. And again, that's a push-pull legs upper. And each of these workouts you can look up on bodybuilding.com, or you can DM me and ask me any questions. Happy to help. For a 5-day split, this is my personal favorite. And this is a push-pull legs upper lower. That is my personal favorite split. That's what I've seen the most growth with, and that I highly recommend to my clients as well. So for your nutrition, what you want to focus on is balanced meals, right? Creating meals that have lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. This nutrient-dense approach will help fuel your body and support your fitness goals. So I'm going to show you guys step-by-step how to find your correct calories and tell you guys how to do that. So first things first you want to do is look up a TDEE calculator online. Any calculator will do. They all use the same equation. And you're going to want to plug in your height, your weight, your age, and if you want to get really specific, some of your body metrics. If you don't have those, it's totally fine with the first 3. And so that's going to put out your daily caloric maintenance number. Now, depending on how old you are, how much you work out and move, your age, your height, your weight, your caloric intake will depend on those factors. pretty drastically. So once you have your maintenance caloric intake, depending on your goals, if you want to cut or you want to bulk, you're going to want to add a 300 to 500 caloric deficit if you want to cut, and a 300 to 500 caloric surplus if you want to bulk. Your protein intake should be the goal weights you're aiming for. Typically, this is around the 190 to 220 mark. If you're at 300 pounds, your goal weight is 270. You do not need to eat 270 grams of protein. That is ridiculous. So typically between the 180, 190 to 220 mark, that should be sufficient. Your fats need to be about 25 to 30%, and the rest go to your carbohydrates. So that is step by step. So you got your TDEE calculator. Once you get your maintenance, subtract or add depending on if you're bulking or cutting, and get that caloric intake for your daily intake. Then you want to break down your macros, getting your proteins with your goal weight, typically from 190 to 220 grams per day. Your fats, 25 to 30% of your daily caloric intake. And lastly, the rest go to your carbohydrates. That is the exact steps that you want to use to set your nutrition. And lastly, with rest and recovery, it needs rest, and it's completely essential for your mental and your physical health. So aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. That means no blue light before bed, no scrolling, none of that, right? Implement a nightly routine, read, take a warm shower, wind down, get that high quality sleep. In addition to adequate sleep, recovery activities like stretching, foam rolling, and my personal favorite, cold plunges and sauna. Hot and cold contrast therapy do wonders for your recovery. I understand not everyone has access to these things. If you do, take advantage of them. These are your best friend. So these help improve blood flow, reduce muscle soreness, and prepare your body for the next workout session as well. Highly, highly, highly recommend cold plunge and sauna. And by the way, this is not just for physical benefits. This is a huge mental health tool as well. We can go into that on a different video. But if you struggle with any sort of mental health, depression, anxiety, highly recommend you try this. I've had clients that implement cold plunges and sauna, and this has helped them more than their medications. So I would highly recommend giving this a shot if you struggle with some of these things. So thirdly, finances, achieving financial freedom. The first one's budgeting, closely tracking your income expenses. Guys, you'd be so surprised what budgeting can do for your financial health and stability. It's kind of like if you're trying to drop weight and you're tracking macros, but you use ranch on every single meal, right? Ranch here and there, not a big deal. But if you're eating it, 2 to 4 tablespoons 4 times a day, you're not going to see any progress with your fat loss because you are undoing the progress of the deficit. Same thing with budgeting. If you are not tracking closely your net worth, your expenses, it's really easy to let those things slip. And then you look up and you're in the same spot that you were in a few months ago. So budgeting is crucial, just like with fitness, staying on top of it and tracking, making sure that you know where you're at. I've had to learn this the hard way. Secondly is investing. Learn the fundamentals of investing, such as diversification and risk management. Start small and gradually build your investment portfolio to grow your wealth over time. And thirdly, multiple income streams. Diversify your income streams by exploring side hustles, freelance work, or most importantly, which leads to financial freedom, owning your own business venture. This will provide financial stability and help you achieve your long-term financial goals. So firstly, with budgeting, that detailed budget is crucial for achieving financial freedom, and it gives you a clear idea of what you're spending, how much you're making, your net worth, your expenses, all those things, your subscriptions that we often miss, all those things. So utilizing budgeting tools and apps can streamline the process. And I'm going to link a budgeting how-to spreadsheet down below. This is my own personal one that I use, and it has been a game changer just even for just mental peace, to be honest, to know all the numbers and metrics of where I'm at financially. So I'm going to link this down below. The guy's name is Daniel Braun, super sharp guy. Highly recommend you check his channel out as well. Helped me out a lot. So with investing, if you want to experience freedom, you must become financially literate. This includes investing. It's important to seek advice from financial experts and create a strategy to grow your wealth. So some widely known financial experts include Graham Stephan, Money Talks News, Daniel Braun, which is the guy that I'll link down below as well. These are some great places to start. So check these guys out. Super interesting, and they make it a lot of fun to learn about investing, finances, that whole realm. And lastly, creating multiple income streams. So exploring different revenue streams to achieve financial stability and security is crucial. Diversifying your income sources can provide a safety net, which helps you reach your long-term financial goals more quickly. I highly recommend starting your own business and becoming your own boss to experience financial freedom. And I want to get into this. Culturally, we are taught to believe that you must go to college to become a person of status, to make decent money, to have stability. And I can tell you guys firsthand, that is completely BS. I know several people personally that went to prestigious colleges. They got out, they have no job opportunities whatsoever. In fact, one of my good friends actually, he graduated from Berkeley with a degree in finance. Probably dropped 150 grand on this degree. Gets out, the dude can't find a job for 2 or 3 years. He's working at Lululemon. Finally, he gets an entry job at a bank. And now he's able to make, 30, 40K a year trying to work his way up the ladder over the next 5 to 10 years. This is not the way to go. And again, I respect to him for sticking to that path and, furthering his education. It's not an easy feat by any means. But if your goal is to be financially stable and independent, my point is you do not have to take that route to hopefully get there, right? You can develop yourself and the skills that will actually secure your income, because it's not the piece of paper, the degree, right? If there are two there are two guys filling an application for a sales job, and one guy has the skill of sales and he's closed over 300, 500K in sales, and the other guy just graduated out of college with a piece of paper, who are they going to pick? So look for opportunities that you can genuinely generate skills with. And once you have those skills, your opportunities will open up because you can bring legitimate value to the table. So if college is not on the table for you, that's not an interest. I know it wasn't for me. And I was thinking, why would I learn how to create a business from textbooks that were written in the 70s? And instead, I can learn hands-on how to create business and actually start making money and making a positive impact. It doesn't make sense. Like most of the teachers that teach business in these prestigious colleges, a lot of them don't even have businesses themselves. So I could tell you this firsthand, learning about sales from a book versus learning about sales in person, completely different things. And I can guarantee you, if you put in the reps in person and you develop this skill, you will get the job over someone with a piece of paper. That's my personal take. If you want to be a lawyer, doctor, whatever your aspirations are that require a college degree, by all means. But if your goal is to be financially successful, independent, create value, make an impact, you do not need to go drop 100, 200 grand on a college degree that doesn't even guarantee you a job. You can just go develop the skills within yourself and secure that freedom yourself. So let that be, let that ease your mind if college is not for you. Or, if you find yourself debating whether to go back or not or what to do. Developing the skills can also give you opportunities to freelancing and or investing in passive income opportunities like rental properties or dividend paying stocks. By building multiple income streams, you're better equipped to weather economic uncertainties and have more flexibility in your financial planning. So keep all these in mind as you move forward. And a fantastic book on these topics is The Fast Lane Millionaire by MJ DeMarco. That book completely changed my perspective on finances, freedom, success, business, all these different aspects. Highly, highly, highly recommend that book. And lastly is family. As human beings, we desperately crave connection and depth. And so cultivating positive relationships is extremely important. Spending quality time, developing communication and emotional intelligence, and being the rock for our family, friends, and partner or spouse. So, firstly, with communication, a lot of guys need to work on their communication and their emotional intelligence. We are not taught these things, and so we must have self education on these topics and behaviors. So, communication is a skill, it's something to be developed. And effective communication is the cornerstone of strong and meaningful relationships. An example of effective communication is listening actively to your loved ones when they're speaking, giving them full attention and seeking to understand their perspectives, right? Putting yourself in someone's shoes. I firmly believe that during the heat of the argument, if we can develop the skill to take a step back with whoever it is, if it's your spouse, if it's your friends, family, during the heat of that argument, if you could take a moment to gather yourself, be mindful and aware, and take a step back and see the perspective from which they're standing in, right? Otherwise known as standing in their shoes, there would be so much more peace. And I've seen that in my relationships from friends, family, past relationships. It makes all the difference because you can't fight fire with fire. It doesn't work. And so, as a man being grounded, there's no need to get off center. You can simply take a step back, realize where you're coming from, and truly try to understand where your partner, family, or friend is coming from and see where that disconnect could be. That is effective communication. And this is, again, just an example of effective communication. But again, it's a skill, right? This is something to be developed over time. So I'm going to go against the grain of culture today. And I may get some people in the comments saying something, who knows, about the whole red pill truth. And I may get some people in the comments saying some things. That's okay. Criticisms, opinions, lay them on me. But I'm going to give you guys my perspective and what I firmly believe to be true. So with the whole red pill truth, if you guys don't know what that is, basically the red pill is a community of guys. And these guys believe a lot of what's rooted underneath. They're not going to openly say this, but what's rooted underneath is they believe women are manipulative, self-centered, all these things. And I could tell you guys, if you want to never have a healthy relationship, this is the way to go. So I've been down this road myself after getting cheated on, after having some very difficult relationships myself. And I can tell you guys what this is. What this is an echo chamber of men who have been hurt and they've been cheated on, they've been, screwed over, and these guys all come together and it creates this echo chamber and this confirmation bias of what is true. And I can tell you guys, yes, the majority of our culture, you probably don't want to date because the majority of our culture is overweight. They don't value themselves. They sleep around. They don't have any source of values. All those things, that's the majority of people. And so when you get something like the red pill community talking about absolutes, like all women are this way, or even on the opposite, with, feminists, all men are this way. You have two opposing sides that have both experienced hurt, either from childhood or growing up through relationships. Maybe they were hurt many times. But in reality, not everyone's this way. There are good women out there that do value loyalty and honesty, and they do put God first in their life and seek that connection. And so, if any of you guys see yourself falling into this, I know this is very common nowadays, highly recommend you take yourself a step back from this, because all this is going to do is derail. It's going to derail your beliefs about relationships, and it's also going to create distance between who you want to attract and who you will attract, because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because if you have these undercurrent of beliefs that women are manipulative, devious, all these things, you are going to keep people at a distance, or you're not going to allow them in for vulnerability, which in turn attracts superficial people into your life and relationships. So you are self-fulfilling the prophecy by having these beliefs and attracting the same people into your life. And it's so sad to me that a lot of guys don't see this. So it goes deeper than this. Do not be caught up by this BS. Think for yourself. There are shitty men and women out there. It's not everyone. Okay? Learn from the people that have wronged you. Feel that part of yourself. Forgive them. Forgive yourself for being in that relationship, whatever it is, and move forward with intention to find healthy relationships. That's my whole point here. So really, really, really important, especially if you're a guy who find yourself in this community. Same thing with women. If you've been screwed over by guys that have cheated on you, that have wronged you, etc., not every guy is like that. Again, yes, the majority is overweight, low values, divorced, etc. You don't want the majority, right? So it's so worth it to hold off and find someone that holds true to your values and what you're actually seeking in a partner. So do not find someone out of loneliness. That is like going to the grocery store when you're hungry. Don't do it. So in conclusion, becoming undeniable in your faith, fitness, finances, and family is about commitment and continuous growth. The journey to becoming your best self is ongoing. Stay dedicated, seek improvement, and surround yourself with like-minded individuals. If you guys love this message and you feel like anyone you know will benefit positively from this, please send this to them. I'm going to be posting more content like this that is completely value-driven to help you guys grow in all areas. So if you found this message of value, please hit the like button. Send this to a buddy who needs to hear this. Or if you feel like there's things that I could work on, things that I need to improve on as well, feel free to tell me in the comments, and I'll be happy to take constructive criticism. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.